You're on your way in transit, actually, to New York to talk about Climate Week. I don't know whether there's many more investments than people care to talk about because of political backlash. So do you see the money there, but kind of hidden because people don't want to advertise it?
Well, there is an extraordinary amount of capital that is looking to invest in the transition to electric. It is happening at great speed, and we do, as a world, need to bring that curve down of emissions. We see amazing companies across Asia and Africa, for example, which contain together over 5 billion of the world's 8 billion people, that are delivering, whether it's electric vehicles, rooftop solar, new innovations in food and agriculture, to that huge population growing at extraordinary rate, and they can take a lot of capital. So investors are getting excited about shifting from risk to opportunity, and that's what we're meeting next week in New York to discuss in multiple forums.
So, Andy, where would you deploy capital right now in a smart way?
We see India is tremendously exciting. So we have just released this report with Temasek, but also two companies, Mahindra and Battery Smart, that are serving this $1.3 trillion opportunity around electric mobility. If you think of the millions and millions of vehicles that are being bought every single year in India as people grow in their wealth levels, if they keep going on intensive carbon levels, if they have the usual fossil fuel engines, we're going to blow the world's carbon budget. Whereas electric vehicles are not just now better, they're cheaper. They're 40% cheaper over their life. So there's an opportunity now to roll out cheaper, better and cleaner vehicles to literally billions of people.
But Andy, it's very difficult to find the right one, right? I think in China they have about 100 producers of EVs. A lot of them are viable also because the government is pumping a lot of money into it. In Europe, you have players that haven't quite managed to go, for example, to the level of Tesla. So where, you know, as an investor, is it the components, is it the parts? Like, where do you actually deploy that capital?
Well, you're absolutely right. And obviously what you want is managers and investors who know the market well. Right. I've been working at LeapFrog for almost 20 years, almost 30 years since I lived in India. We really focus on finding those incredible companies, often in the private markets, they're not yet in the public markets, and growing them at scale. So you have to go to the folks who have worked there for a long time. But are there opportunities across the value chain? Absolutely, across every single piece. What we're most excited about is the distribution piece, really that last mile of the billions of emerging consumers, because those people's income is increasing actually vastly faster than the average, albeit off a low base. And as they do that, as women no longer have to go in a car driven by a man or a bus driven by a man, but can take their own electric scooter to work or to school, you see a very dramatic change in the distribution of these kinds of goods, and the companies that deliver that are growing very fast.